All right, today we're going to be looking at 2.3 composition of functions. We have a definition here and some examples showing you the function notation, what we do. You're given a function and you might have another function. Where's the K function at? Just a Fahrenheit. You would take one function, plug it into the other, and then be able to solve it. So this is just one of the many examples that you'll see with composition of functions. So this is the notation. It looks like fog, F-O-G, but this is like a little, almost the same symbol they use for degree, but it's used for composition of function. It's read F of G or F composed of G, okay, composition of F and G. Where when you see this notation, it means we're going to be taking the g of x equation and plugging it in for f of x. So the notation you're used to seeing is you see f of something means you plug a number in for x. Well, this time instead of plugging a number in for x, you're going to be plugging a whole equation in for x. You will have to be given those equations. So here's an example. Here's an f, here's a g equation, and then it says find each of these following. So what I want you to see is here, f composed of g, or f of g of x is the way that I was taught to read it. So we're going to be taking the f equation, which is 2x minus 5, and instead of x, we're going to replace that x. So it's the 2, the x got replaced with the whole g equation right here. Okay, so this whole thing went into place of x, and then you add your minus 5 at the back. So this is what you're going to do, and then you will solve it from there. Okay, there's several more examples, which I will work these with you in my math lab. I'm trying to see if there was any other special points that we got to solve, got to see. So we're also going to go over decomposition of functions. So this is working backwards. Now, when you have a composition and you want to work backwards, there are more than one correct answer, but the simplest way to do it is to think there's an inner function and then there's an outer function. So the inner function is always going to be what you plugged in, so that would be my g of x or my second expression. The outer function, so something raised to the 5th power, that's what I would call my f function or my first. So that's the easiest way to do it. It always works. There are multiple ways of doing it, but this is probably the simplest way that I know. So what they're doing is they're showing you, okay, h of x is the composition of f and g. Can you tell me what f and g were, or give me two possibilities? So what we're doing, this function says raises this to the 5th power. So two functions that could work would be x to the 5th, and then you plug in 2x minus 3 to x to the 5th, and you get this. So that's one way. And as you go through these examples, I think they might show you another way of writing something similar to that. And then I think that's the main part, or most of what we see here, because we get into examples. Okay, so we're going to jump on over to my math lab and actually start doing some composition functions.